This video will provide the necessary operation assistance at all levels to the end user of the tyre fitting machine Butler Hydraulic. The following sections will familiarise you with the correct procedure for using the Butler Hydraulic tyre changer in mounting and demounting, bead braking, matching and inflating. Safety precautions. Familiarise yourself with the operation manual and the information labels on the machine. Replace immediately any worn or damaged parts. Wear eye protection at all times. Keep hands and clothing clear of moving parts. Never stand on the tyre changer. Wear non-slip safety footwear. Do not wear jewellery, loose clothes or ties, and long hair has to be securely fastened back. Wear proper back support when lifting wheels. Be sure to work always with an operating pressure between 8 and 10 bar. Do not exceed the bead seating pressure of 3.2 bar. Explanation of the controls. Lift up the right pedal for counterclockwise rotation for bead braking and matching. Press the right pedal for clockwise rotation for mounting and demounting. Press the left pedal to open the self-centering arms. Lift the left pedal to close the self-centering arms. Press the pedal located at the left side of the base to activate the inflation. Pull the knob on the top left of the column to adjust the articulated mounting arm to 90 degrees with respect to the rim flange. Use the plus 110 degrees position when handling flat or rounded edged rims. Press the left button to its intermediate position to bring the upper roller into contact with the tyre sidewall. Pressing it further to its second position activates the upper bead braking cylinder. Press the right button to its intermediate position to bring the lower roller against the sidewall. Pressing it to its second position activates the lower bead braking cylinder. Accessories. A special half-moon bead lever with protector sleeves, high-performance Butler mounting paste, special Butler oil for both lubricators, a bead depressor with traction, an extra mounting arm with quick coupling device, extra lever storage with longer screws for the HM bead lever. Basic operations. Remove the valve core to deflate the tyre completely. Remove all wheel weights, adhesive and clip-on types, and inspect the wheel for damage. Identify the ideal clamping position. Note special tyres like TRX, TD, run flats, and rims like AH2, SH2, as well as tyre rim protector bars. Place the wheel onto the spring-loaded centering device, lower the upper roller onto the sidewall and against the rim edge, and push the button in position 2 until the roller is on top of the bead. Bring the lower roller up against the sidewall and start the counterclockwise rotation only when the lower roller reaches the bead. Once the lower bead is loose, retract the lower arm and give space for the upper roller. Bring the mounting tool down onto the rim edge and demount the first bead. Now demount the second bead, always keeping in front of the machine. Before mounting the tyre, lubricate the rim humps and the tyre beads with the approved solid lubricant. Place the tyre into the mounting position, taking care of these 4 points. 1. On top of the left part of the mounting head. 2. Under the right part of the mounting head. 3. Pushing the bead into the drop centre. 4. Securing the traction point between tyre bead and rim edge. Smaller tyres can be mounted with both beads at the same time. Inflate the tyre to the desired pressure, always standing to the side of the machine. If the beads do not seat at 3.2 bar, remove the wheel from the machine and place it in a safety inflation cage to seat the beads and inflate the tyre. Advanced techniques. The next chapter explains how to handle some particular wheel combinations. The first is the asymmetric hump rim of this Motorsport M3 wheel. On the rim it is designated as AH or AH2. It is a bead locking system to keep the tyre beads seated if the tyre goes flat. Lubricate the central support to allow optimum centering. Lubricate the upper sidewall to minimize friction between roller and tyre sidewall. Bring the upper roller down onto the sidewall and push it further down until the wheel is pushed forward. Only at this stage can you put the wheel in counterclockwise rotation. Use an approved demounting fluid to spray into the small initial gap. Push little by little on the roller and a continuous rotation to roll the bead off. Release the wheel and remove the central wheel support to allow the clamping of the rim from the outside with the plastic protected jaws. Repeat the same bead breaking procedure for the second bead. To demount, release the wheel, replace the central wheel support and clamp the wheel from inside. Bring the mounting arm to the correct position before demounting. Demounting of an AH2 combination, as on this Motorsport M5 wheel. The hump at the mounting side is quite high. In this case, we insert the bead depressor with the help of the upper bead roller. Before retracting the roller, insert the HM bead lever with its protector positioned at the rim edge. To prevent the nose of the mounting head being deformed, push the mounting arm down before levering the bead. Use the bottom roller to push the tyre up. This reduces bead stress considerably. Make certain that the bead lip is unfurled. Demounting and mounting the second bead isn't a problem. Mounting the upper bead, lock the bead roller assembly into its working position. Use the upper roller to insert the bead depressor. Retract the upper roller as soon as the traction point passes the 8 o'clock position. The bead depressor can be used to free the mounting head. Use the bead roller to remove the bead depressor. Never try to pull it out without assistance from the roller. Special hump rim, designated as SH or SH2, as on this Alpina 20-inch. Clamp the wheel from inside with the rubber pads and proceed with the bead braking as on the previous AH2. Once again use demounting fluid. Turn the wheel over to brake the second bead. Demount the tyre in this position as it is a reversed wheel. Before mounting a tyre, remove all residual demounting fluid. The SH2 is a continuous hump covering 360 degrees. Lubricate properly. The first bead can be mounted by simply pushing it on, or, after bringing the mounting arm into position 4, mount it keeping it completely under the mounting tool. Lubricate the rim edge before mounting the upper bead. On a 20-inch rim, first position the roller, and only then the mounting head. The roller is locking the mounting head into its working position. Long drop center, reversed, like this Alpina 17-inch. The bead braking is quite easy, as there are no special humps. Note also the long drop center. To prevent the bead lever leaving an imprint on the tyre bead, we can use the lever while the wheel is rotating. This can only be performed with the special half-moon bead lever. To mount the lower bead, put the mounting arm into position 4 and place the bead completely under the mounting head. To mount the upper bead, lubricate the rim edge and place the roller behind the mounting head. This method of mounting is preventing the mounting head being in contact with the rim edge. Normal mounting of a reverse rim. A very good example is this BBS RS2 20-inch. It is very important to center these soft line rims as perfectly as possible, in addition to greasing the center support. The two-step clamping as shown here resolves the problem. Clamp, release and clamp again. Bead braking does not create any difficulties. Lubricate the HM bead lever to facilitate the demounting procedure. The lever protector is only used during the positioning of the lever to protect the rim edge. The lower roller is assisting in such a way that the stress on the bead is so low that the bead lever is gently pushed from between bead and mounting head. Before mounting, Lubricate the inside of the upper bead, or the rim edge, as this will make the mounting of the lower bead extremely easy. It will also reduce the friction when mounting the upper bead. Put the mounting arm in the soft line position, or position 4. Lock the bead roller assembly and bring the upper roller into the mounting position, and only then the mounting head, because this is a 20-inch rim. A run flat mounted on a 1-layer painted magnesium rim. The EMT, or Extended Mobility Tyre, is capable of being driven 150 km at zero pressure. Bead braking is not a problem at all. Prepare for the demounting by carefully lubricating the tyre bead, bead seat, drop center exit and bead lever. Position the bead lever before retracting the upper roller. Assist with the lower roller to perform the demounting of the first bead, in order to reduce stress as much as possible. Before demounting, rotate the wheel backwards a little to turn the bead lip upwards. On conical shaped rims such as this, it is possible to use different mounting techniques. Lubricate the outer part of the lower bead and the inner part of the upper bead. With the mounting arm in position 4, position the bead under the mounting head to start mounting. The second bead has to be mounted with the roller, as this is a soft line rim. Be careful, the aluminium rim for the Corvette has an upstanding rim edge, as shown on this rim, which does not allow roller mounting. In this case, use the bead depressor as shown in the AH2 mounting of the M5 wheel. Mounting and demounting of a narrow, high-performance, low-profile tyre, like, for example, the front wheels on the Ferrari 355 Berlinetta. It is extremely important to lubricate the bead, rim protector bar, bead seat, drop center exit and the HM bead lever. If the bead is lifted and the wheel stationary, an imprint will remain on the bead. To avoid this, we use the rotating method with our HM bead lever. This automatically pushes down on the mounting head and unfurls the bead lip, as well as allowing a one-arm levering operation. To mount, lubricate the rim edge and perform a counterclockwise roller mounting operation. However, the preferred method is with the mounting head in the 4th position, with the roller backing it up. Working on long cylindrical rims, as represented by this Firestone Indy Rain tyre. Bead braking is not a problem. As the barrel is long and cylindrical, the lower roller is not able to bring the lower bead into the drop center without a second stroke. When demounting the lower bead, the lower roller has to bring up the lower bead into the drop center using the rim edge indicator. Note the long barrel. Never pull the lower roller onto the rim. When mounting the lower bead on long cylindrical rims, sometimes the tire does not slide down far enough to allow the upper bead to be positioned on the mounting head. In this case, push it down or use the upper roller. A reverse 20-inch. A good example is this Lawrencer, which does not create any problems during bead breaking. To demount and to mount, the rim has to be clamped from outside. Use the usual fourth position to mount both beads. Sometimes it can be difficult to disengage the upper roller after having mounted the upper bead. A good method is to release the wheel using the clamping pedal. Typical soft line demounting and mounting. The basic rule for mounting and demounting soft line rims is to have the mounting head clean. Bead breaking is in general not a problem. Lubricate the bead, drop center and the bead lever in preparation for demounting. Position the HM bead lever with the protector on the rim edge and turn the lever into position behind the mounting head. Use the lower bead roller to minimize the stress on the upper bead when pulling it onto the mounting head. Put the mounting arm in the fourth position for mounting the lower bead. With hand pressure, maintain the mounting arm position. Mount the upper bead with the help of the roller or the bead depressor. Note that there is no contact between mounting head and rim edge. Difficulties when demounting the lower bead on 18, 19 and 20-inch wheels, as on this STW combination, can be resolved in two different ways. Due to the geometrical construction, the bead slips from the mounting head when starting the clockwise rotation. The first solution is to introduce the second lever from the back. The second solution is to push the dial down at 6 to 7 o'clock when starting the rotation. TD and TDX are probably the most difficult wheels for bead breaking. Fortunately, these combinations are becoming less and less popular. Position the upper roller 1 centimeter from the rim edge to start the preparations for bead breaking. Only one bead at a time is loosened. An approved demounting fluid is ideal to lubricate the special bead lip of the tire. It is important to rotate with only a few forward roller movements. To loosen the lower bead, clamp the wheel from outside, first removing the central support. Here, the roller is pushing in the sidewall during the preparation. Once this happens, and the tire has been lubricated well, reposition the roller into the normal bead loosening position and press the bead down in one movement under constant rotation. Mounting and demounting does not create any difficulties. A typical tuning effect. The tire is slightly too small for the rim. In this case, the demounting becomes quite difficult, as the bead is hanging deep. Be sure to press the mounting arm on the rim edge before levering and assist with the lower roller. Unfurl the bead, rotating briefly counterclockwise. Mounting is not a problem. The opposite is a tire too wide for the rim, which is shown in this AH2 case. This is a problem when demounting and also mounting. It is important to use the bead depressor for demounting. It should be positioned between 5 and 10 o'clock. Be sure that the mounting head is correctly positioned. Mounting also has to be performed with the aid of the bead depressor. Disengage the bead depressor with the help of the upper roller. 2 tires on 1 rim. This takes some time but is not difficult. Only a couple of tricks are necessary to complete the job. Loosen the upper bead of the upper tire and the lower bead of the lower tire. Demount the first bead. Rotate the lower roller in at the height of the lower bead of the upper tire and loosen the bead. Demount the upper tire completely. Adjust the wheel height, if necessary, to the lowest position of the upper roller. Loosen the upper bead of the lower tire and lubricate well. Clamp the wheel from outside. Loosen the upper bead again if reseated. Demount the second tire completely. Now mount the first tire. Note that this kind of tire can be mounted 2 beads at the same time. Turn the wheel over and clamp it from inside. Mount the second tyre. An alloy rim, which looks like a steel rim, as mounted on the new BMW 5 Series, with a ULW or ultra lightweight tyre, as fitted on the Audi A3, makes a very light combination. The problem in this case can be the bead braking because of the extremely soft sidewall. Position the rollers as close as possible to the rim edge. A good trick is to leave half a bar of air pressure inside the tyre to give the sidewall some resistance to the rollers. A reverse AH2 rim, as mounted on the rear wheels of the motorsport version of the BMW Z3. The well-pronounced rim protector bar acts like a second bead when mounting or demounting. Note that the hump is quite high on the mounting and demounting side. Bead braking is similar to the M3. Ignore the rim protector bar when positioning the bead loosening rollers. Lubricate well to prepare for the demounting operation. Lubrication of the rim protection bar is extremely important for mounting and inflating. Also, lubricate the rim to ease the complete mounting procedure. Here we will have to use a bead depressor with traction, as it is not possible to hold the traction point by hand. The plastic protected shaft is located in one of the flange openings. The bead depressor is now used as normal. It is very important that the cord between the inserted blocks is kept tight. Everything on clamping. The standard clamping is from inside to the outside using the rubber pads. The pressure applied can be selected. When clamping from outside with the plastic protected jaws, it is necessary to remove the central support. The first method for perfect clamping is to lubricate the central wheel support. The clamp release reclamp method is the second one. The clamping pedal is also used when we have to disengage the upper bead roller, after the mounting of a 20-inch wheel. Everything about bead braking. The rotation of the wheel during standard bead braking starts at the point where the roller is pushing the wheel forward. The lower bead is broken first, and only then the upper one. On easy wheels, it is possible to break both beads together. Once the bead is broken, do not continue pushing the roller down. On off-road tyres, where the sidewalls are larger than the rim, select 1 inch more than the rim diameter as the real roller position, which is an optical illusion. You can check this by looking at the roller from the side. Also, on TD combinations, the roller has to be positioned at 1.5 centimeters from the rim edge to prepare for bead braking. It is extremely important to lubricate the bead with a demounting fluid during the bead braking operation. Certain wheels, like TD, AH2 and SH2, require 1 bead at a time to be broken. To break the lower bead, the wheel has to be turned over and clamped from outside to break the second bead. The lubrication of the sidewall can be extremely helpful on those really tough combinations. When positioning on a rim protection bar, keep in mind that the roller has to touch the rim edge. Ignore the rim protection bar. Everything on demounting. Keep the mounting head clean from dirt or debris. Steel wheels are more abrasive on the plastic mounting head, so if a number have to be worked on, it is recommended to keep an extra arm with a quick release specially for them. Always stay in front of the unit during the whole demounting operation. On larger and heavier combinations, technique is the most important factor. Levering the upper bead under rotation allows a 50% saving of the normal muscle power required. Levering a bead with the help of the lower roller reduces the stress on the bead and the pressure of the mounting head on the rim edge significantly. Demounting the upper bead with the help of the bead depressor in combination with the lower roller makes even the toughest combinations a one-arm operation. The lubrication of the bead lever is very important when we demount without the lever inserted. Demounting with the help of a second lever inserted from behind can resolve the problem of the stiffer low profiles in the 18, 19 and 20-inch series. The lower roller can raise the lower bead towards the drop center to allow the operator to demount it. Everything on mounting. Keep the mounting head clean from any dirt or debris. Steel wheels are more abrasive on the plastic mounting head, so it is recommended to keep an extra arm with a quick release just for them. The standard mounting method is positioning the mounting arm at 90 degrees to the wheel and fitting one bead at a time. On smaller wheels, the two beads can be mounted at the same time. Softline rims can be mounted with the combination of the mounting arm at 110 degrees or more and the roller located behind the mounting head to back it up, with the bead passing completely under the mounting head. On a 20-inch rim, first position the roller and then the mounting head. Lubricating the rim edge can help the mounting of the lower bead on softline rims. On hard low profiles and on tires larger than the rim, use the bead depressor. On really difficult combinations, use the bead depressor with traction to resolve the problem. Last but not least, we can roller mount run-flat tires. Everything on matching. The Butler hydraulic has the capacity to perform the matching operation without demounting the upper bead. Use the upper and the lower rollers to grip the tire in the upper shoulder area. Rotate the wheel anti-clockwise until the mark on the rim has matched the one on the tire. Always push from the long side of the rim. It is not necessary to stop the tire completely from turning to perform matching. On a reverse rim instead, we have to push with the upper roller as the longer profile is located at the rim flange. The HM bead lever and the protector sleeve. The HM bead lever and the protector sleeve have been designed to work with each other. The sleeve is not only protecting the rim, but also helping the operator to maneuver the bead lever in between the operations. The HM bead lever, with its unusual knuckle at one end, allows the operator to avoid leaving a damaging and dangerous lever imprint on the bead when levering hard low-profile tires. By levering the bead under counterclockwise rotation, without damage to the inner liner. Never use this method on AH2 rims. Lubricating the lever allows us to handle even large and heavy tires, reducing friction to a minimum. Lubrication, our greatest ally and the tire's biggest enemy. Always use the approved Butler mounting paste. Lubrication of the centering device will ensure perfect clamping of larger wheels. Lubrication of the sidewalls before bead braking will minimize friction between rollers and sidewalls. Using demounting fluid to assist the harder bead braking operations. Always remove it after demounting the tire. Lubrication of the rim edge, bead seat, humps, and exit of the drop center. Lubrication of the bead lever. Lubrication of the rim before mounting a tire. Lubrication of beads and the internal bead lip area before mounting. Lubrication of the RPB to facilitate inflation. Lubrication of the rim edge of softline rims before mounting. Maintenance. Remove the air supply to drain the condensation in the water separator. It can also be drained by pressing up on this fitting. Control the level of the oilers and refill if necessary with the special Butler oil after first disconnecting the air supply. The same for the oiler on top of the bead breaker. Every 2 weeks, oil the large central washer, both bead breaker and arm supports, and both rollers. Periodically clean the mounting tool and rubber pads. Never use compressed air to clean the machine. Instead, clean it periodically with a cloth or a vacuum cleaner.